There's a great website for statistics and stuff for Scotland. It's called the National Records of Scotland. I'll put a link to this down in the description box below. And what I want to talk about is the deaths of people. Let's talk about our population, how many are male and female, how many births, how many marriages, all that kind of stuff. Most popular names. Looks like Jack's pretty popular. Is there a Dom? No. Camero? Oh, no, that. What? Somebody's called Camero. And then there's Cameron. Camero is a popular name. That has. But Cameron. There's something funny going on with that. Okay, don't throw the Sophie. Top 20 girls' names. It must be like each year or something like that. Okay, anyway, interesting. However, the point I want to get into is this causes of death infographic. This I think is brilliant. And I think something which I hope there's this in other countries and other places, but it's a great cool thing to have explored. So in Scotland last year, 54,000 people died. And what it looks like is the ratio was there's a little bit more women than there were men. And it's been like that all the way through history. Amazing. And so we click on this, boom, we have a little explosion of all these things of what have caused their deaths. And we can move it around and it jiggles around. I love this. I love this already. But all the blue bits show us the size of the amount of people dying from them, but also if it's blue, it means you can click further into it. So neoplasms, again, that's usually cancers. If we click on that, up pops cancers. Cancers and other. I don't know what the other things are, like just weird growths that aren't cancer, it's quite interesting. However, I want to have a little look at some of this and see kind of the male-female discrepancy here. So neoplasms, if you see, is pretty much more men are dying than women, marginally, absolutely marginally. If we go to the others, it doesn't tell us what they are, but just there they are. Okay, double click on cancers. Woohoo! They all pop up. We've got this great amount of information going on here again. But there's some which I find quite surprising. So, first of all, let's see. We can move things out of the way. So, breast cancer. This will be pretty much all women. Yeah, but actually, surprisingly, there's a couple of men. 11 men, 7, 4, 5, 7, 10, up to like 10 men a year in Scotland are dying from breast cancer. So that's something which I think a lot of blokes don't realise is that, yeah, we have these things as well, and we can die from breast cancer. It's just very, very much less likely. What other ones have we got here? I'll just move that neoplasms and move that there so it's a clearer image that we've got here. I just love how jiggly it is. It's all cool. Skin cancer. That's something which in Scotland everyone gets a big, like, oh, skin cancer is so bad because we never put on any suntan cream even though it's never sunny. Again, men, a little bit more down than women. A tiny one part of some year it crossed paths and women died more than men. But then it's back to men being massively. So the biggest death of cancer. The funny thing is, I'm not seeing any testicular cancer unless I am unless it's under other. It may be under other cancers, which doesn't quite explain anything. Colon cancer. Pretty much men, women, both get it. Liver, men. Men definitely going a little bit higher on that one. Almost about 70-80% more men on that. Trachea, bronchus and lung. So that's your breathing apparatus. Pretty much men just a little bit worse than women. I thought it might be a bit more men. What I suspect a lot of the trachea, bronchus and lung cancers would be down to the effects of smoking. And I'm guessing just in Scotland nowadays there's not a huge difference between the number of men and the number of women that smoke nowadays. Breast cancer, oh wait, I've done that one already. Pancreas, kind of all the... Now here's the next one. It's a small one, 308 deaths, but one which I didn't really think of. Lip, oral cavity and pharynx. Just your Mouth cancer. Holy crap. Big difference in men and women in this. This is almost 2 times as many men as women die of these cancers. You've got 106 to 209, 105 to 219. So yeah, it's like double the amount of men dying from that one. If we have a look at esophagus. So again, your esophagus is a bit kind of round about here. And again, we're going from around about 300 to 465. Here's probably the biggest difference. So yeah, again, double the difference, double the amount of men dying from this cancer going on here. Larynx, pretty small, 108 people dying on that. You click on that. At one point, 4 times more men dying than women. So your larynx is there, your esophagus is the bit that goes down into your stomach, I think. But generally, it just seems like face and things that we swallow and possibly that we breathe is a serious male problem going on there. In fact, I wonder if there's a little thing, if I can go just click males. Does testicular cancer pop up? No, it just seems like nobody, or to the point of not even having a button here for testicular cancer pops up for men on their own. If we go to females, what will happen is we'll lose prostate, because that's just all men. So if we click males, females, prostate's still there. Prostate? 0 females, yeah, females. And put it both sexes. And suddenly it gets bigger there. And again, with the liver, I'd imagine that's partly to do with how much we are boozing, are drinking, again, possibly causing issues. Men generally drinking more. I thought that might be a bit of a reason there. So again, talking about a good at least 50-60% more men than have that. And what it seems like is that in the cancers which are, the majority of cancers which are equal, like there's boys and girls all the way there, but the face and things that are all about consumption seem to be a male-dominated death zone. Yeah, definitely lip, oral, larynx, esophagus going on there. Cervix, I think that's going to be all women. But I think the reason why it becomes back to just being a fairly level male and female line, pretty much the same number of men are dying as women, is because there's quite a few female-only cancers, such as the cervix, ovary, and some other one, breast. Well, obviously, I was just explaining breast, isn't it? Oh well. So another big one we've got here: circulatory system diseases, stroke, heart disease, and all that kind of stuff. So again, I'm imagining definitely more males on this one. Oh, other heart diseases, women. Stroke, women. Quite interested. Other, more women. Something, ischemic heart diseases. Not 100% sure what that is. Men. But I'm quite surprised, stroke and other heart diseases, women. That's for your circulatory stuff. Respiratory system diseases, so pneumonia, women. Other, kind of equal. Flu, pretty equal, but like, funny how there's massive peaks and troughs. So in 2009, that must have been a cold winter, I'm imagining. Nah, flu doesn't really do winter, I don't think, but that's pretty big going on there. And chronic lower respiratory, women are just suffering asthma. Women have a lot more asthma than men. Okay, mental disorders. Women are mental. However, what I think should be taken from this is that it may be that. Wait, first of all, drug-related. Men. Massive drop. I wonder what happened between 2010 and 2011 that meant so many men stopped dying from drug-related illnesses. Interesting. Alcohol-related. I'm imagining men again. Yeah, totally men. And other women. So that's just mental stuff, I think. Digestive system diseases. I'm going to guess again this is going to be more male. No, seems to be pretty equal. Chronic liver disease. Men, I'm guessing to do with booze. Ulcers, I'm guessing. Oh no, that's kind of equal. Surprised by that one. Other. There's something happening 2012 to 2011 for men going on there. I wish there was, like, this is so interesting. I wish there was more information for me to delve into this. Nervous system diseases, meningitis. That's not so good. Infectious parasites. Women are riddled with infectious parasite diseases. Hepatitis, men. HIV, men massively. Tuberculosis. Is that what badgers have? I think badgers give tuberculosis. Other. Meningococcus. Don't know what that is. Last one. External causes. Self-harm. What's this one? Male. Men are far. Ooh, wow. That's a big gender difference. From 150 to over 480. So that's like 250% more men than women there. That's a big shocker there. Undetermined intent. Do you know what that means? Assault. Bet it's men. Yeah, totally men. Accidents. Men. What kind of accidents have we got here? Transport. So driving. Men. Rubbish at driving. Poisonings. What was the sudden increase of men and women getting more poisoned in 2011 in Scotland? That's a big jump. That's gone from 85 up to 341 and constantly increasing. Poisonings. And then falls. Same. Women are falling over all the time. Falling over because of their chronic liver disease. No, what was it that they had? Ulcers. Terrible ulcers. So have a look at this. And all the other things at the National Records of Scotland. Check it out. Very interesting. And definitely something that makes you want to go and delve and do more research into it. For example, like why did, drug related, suddenly massively drop from 283 to 18? That is a phenomenal drop. Whatever the government decided to do in 2010 to 2011 did the business. Or something happened. Check out. And tell me if your country has got anything like this as well, which is as fun and interesting and jiggly as this. Look how jiggly it is. It's so jiggly. Let me know. Cheers. Bye-bye.